The stick, 3, 2. Oh, there it is.
The stick disappeared.
Because it's compressible. See, man. I'll tell you, hey, don't try this at home, okay? Try it at school. Your friends are gonna think you're a lot cooler than your parents. Here we go. Woo. Man, that'll do it. That will do it.
Today, I'm with Keith. He's the founder, creator of Teach-O. It's a board game, one of the finest you will find here in the Salt Lake market. Keith, can you tell your story?
Sure thing. So my name's Keith Haney. I created a card game. The card game is called Man Card, and my business is called Teach-O, TICCIO.com. That stands for This Is Cool. Check it out.
What language is that in?
It's just an acronym.
Okay.
And so the card game that I created is called Man Card, but it's for everybody who wants to play it. So men, women, kids, and young and old alike. And it's a card game that I created because I was out with my wife one day and she bought some cards and it got us talking about something that would be a game. So I came up with some rules and there's 4 different card categories. And the objective of the game is to be the last person standing with any of your man cards. And these are like a poker chip or a token. And then there's 4 different card categories. And each of the card categories is designed to be a social interactive event with family or friends that inspires conversation. So that was one of the reasons I created the game, was to get people to talk. And when you play the game, it lasts for about 30 minutes if you have 4 players. And it's fun for, like I said, family or friends to have conversations. So what questions do you have for me?
I got some of the question I have is, why a board game? I know some people play the frisbee.
Yeah.
Why specifically a board game?
So the reason I chose this was I wanted something that was really mobile, something that people could take on vacations or even play in their car, because you can just do this when you're in your car driving with your family, maybe on a long road trip, or when you're sitting around having dinner or something. So it's just something that's really portable and easy to take anywhere.
So how long ago did you start the business?
So I started the idea of the game came about in about May of 2024. So it's been about 1 year, and it took me about 8 months to finish the design of the game and all the art and all the rules, and then test it out. And then it took about 2 months to get it developed and produced and printed. And then I've been selling it for about 3 months.
Perfect. Is this your first market or no?
This is my second time being here at the Gateway Market Fair, and I've done a couple other events. And I also sell the game online on my website.
I guess, Keith, what's the future of the business?
So the future of the business is hopefully very strong. Hopefully it becomes a really popular game. As it catches on with and if people like it, then I plan to have expansions for the game where people can have different categories of topics that they like for the game, whether it's entertainment or sports or outdoors or whatever they might be interested in. And I'm also planning on having expansions in the game for different demographics. So if you want a game that's really more focused on kids or an older crowd or women or families or whatever. So lots of different ways to expand the game.
Perfect. I know there's a lot of screen time with the kids nowadays.
Yeah.
I know it could be difficult for family to play board game in the dinner table. Do you face a struggle convincing family to buy board game?
Yeah, that's definitely a challenge, especially with kids. But this is one of the things that we can give as an alternative to that. So one of the ways that you can use this game is to really strike up conversations, because it's a really conversational game. So if you're playing it with your family, it gets them away from the game or the video games into something where they can enact or interact with each other, but they're also, have the game element.
And you say they can talk and have a conversation as a family. What are the questions in the game? What is the game?
Yeah. So one of the examples is like one of the card categories is called Versus. And this card as an example is pizza versus burgers. So if it was my turn and I drew this card, I would pick my opponent, and then my opponent would choose which side they want to defend, pizza or burgers. And then I would have to defend the other one. Then we'd have a short debate over which one we thought was better, pizza or burgers. After we finished our debate, everybody else playing the game votes on who won the debate. Whoever loses the debate loses one of their cards. So that's how it's really interactive and social, because you're actually having a conversation and trying to talk about something and convince people and have them vote for you. Or another category is Rushmore, where everybody plays the game that's playing and writes down their Mount Rushmore or their top 4 for whatever's on the category. So like in this example, seasonings. So everyone would write down secretly their top 4 seasonings, and then you compare your answers. And then if you have a match, you cross it off. You want to match with other people. So it gets conversation around what's the best seasonings, or what's the best places, what's the best game shows, or what are the best basketball players of all time. So it creates conversations when people are talking about and playing the game.
Okay, I understand the game a little bit now. So it is designed specifically to make people talk.
Exactly. And all 4 of the categories are designed specifically to make people talk and have conversations.
That's awesome. I think we need more talking and less screen time. More family-centered activity. So when you go to craft show like this, I know some craft show can be a completely success and some of them can completely a bust. How do you decide how much inventory to take with you?
That's a great question. So one of the things that's nice with my game and inventory is it's fairly small. So I can actually take a lot of inventory, but so I don't have that constraint with trade shows or markets or craft fairs. But I definitely have to make sure that I'm looking for the right audience of who's going to attend the fair. And I'm looking for people, whether family organization or family attendees or groups of friends, and people who are looking for social interaction. So that's kind of one of the things that I'm looking for, is what kind of themes and what kind of audience they're looking at.
And you pick your market based on that kind of thing. That's good. I know there's a lot of vendors, since you've been doing this for a couple months now. I see a lot of vendors go to a craft show one time and they stop coming, you know. What do you think is the hardest part of being a vendor?
I think the hardest part of being a vendor is just being willing to talk to customers and to people and not worry about every customer or every person that comes up being somebody that's going to buy something. And so that's something where you kind of have to put yourself out there and just take a risk and realize that, everyone's just out looking for a nice time. And so not putting pressure on people, but also being able to just have conversations without worrying about everything having to be a sell.
Yeah, I think a lot of vendors they're so on top of people. I need to close the deal.
Right.
And they push people away by doing that.
I like to just meet people and talk to them, talk about why they're at the show or why they're at the event. And if I get to tell them about my game, that's great. And if they buy it, that's a super great bonus. But if not, it's still fun to interact with people and meet people that you would never meet.
Totally. So where can people find you?
So you can find me at different trade shows and events around Salt Lake Valley. And then if somebody's looking for my game, you can actually purchase it on my website. The website is www.ticcio, that's TICCIO.com. Again, Ticcio stands for This Is Cool. Check it out. So ticcio.com.
Thank you, Keith. Thank you for chatting with us. Good luck today and good luck with your business.
Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
Yep.
How long did it take for you to make this?
With this?
Yeah.
Yeah, so this is an original collage deck of cards. As you can see, it's a deck of cards, but each one is originally collaged. They all have different things on them.
Today, we are with Kamryn. She's the founder, creator of Trash Cat Talk, right? Kamryn, can you tell us your story on how you ended up creating this business?
Yeah. I mean, it starts all the way down to when I was 5 years old. I used to do finger paintings a lot with my family, and that's kind of what got me into like the artistic space. But what started my business is I started creating so much art that I just can't keep it anymore. So my brand is called Trash Cat Arts because the main goal of my brand is to reduce, reuse, recycle as much as possible. So a lot of like my hoodies and vests that I make, they're all made out of old quilts that I thrift at the thrift store. And then a lot of my other products are made out of like cardboard or just products that would have gone into the garbage.
Fascinating. So you use recycle items?
Yes. I try to reduce my waste as much as possible. possible.
Global warming is real, people. It's real.
Yes, it is. I completely agree. And I believe that each person needs to do their best to try to limit their waste as much as possible.
So, Kamryn, I guess, how long have you been doing this?
Yeah, so full time as an artist, it's only been a couple weeks. But making art, genuinely, I've been making art since I was a little kid. So taking it seriously, it's been about a month now, I would say. But it's been really good. The community is amazing. Everyone is so nice and really welcoming to the space.
That's fascinating. Your items are very unique. I think that's what craft show is all about.
Yeah.
It's homemade. You're not gonna be able to find this on Amazon or Walmart.
Exactly.
When you're designing those stuff, what is the process like?
Yeah, so honestly, I have a hard time sticking to one medium. So it's a little different for everything that you do. But what I've been really into recently is those quilts that I talked about, turning those into like those hoodies or those vests. Basically, the process of that is I thrift a blanket that I really like, and then I also thrift like a pair, like another hoodie or a vest or something or shorts, and then I cut it up to make it so that it's my pattern, and then I use that pattern to make the quilted hoodies or vests.
And how long does that take usually?
After nailing down all the kinks in there, I'd say probably like 2 to 3 hours per hoodie. But it really depends on like the material and how hard it is to sew through and stuff like that.
Wow, that's good stuff.
Yeah.
And you say you use recycled items. Where do you find those recycled items?
Yeah, so I find them from family members. I use Facebook, Facebook to post about like things that I need at the time to like try to make it so I'm not purchasing new items. I also go to the thrift store a lot. I used to work at a thrift store, and from personal experience, I know how much waste happens at a thrift store. So yeah, just going to the thrift store and buying things that would have gone into the garbage otherwise. Yeah.
What's the future for the business?
Honestly, like I want to take it as far as possible. I think that my designing is not only limited to what I've been creating now, but I feel that I could help design murals. I could help make actual like fashion week worthy clothing and stuff like that. I think I could push it a lot further than this, but it's definitely exciting going through the whole process and watching myself like grow as an artist.
I know a lot of artists face difficulty to make a living out of this.
Yeah.
Do you ever worry that maybe you give up one day, or do you feel like I'm gonna make this work no matter what?
Yeah, so before I started going full time, even when I wasn't working, I never had free time because all I wanted to do was make art. Not in a way to sell, but just in a way that I need to express myself. As a person who deals with a lot of like mental illness and stuff like that, it's very helpful to have a resource and an outlet to express yourself. So it really does help with like my anxiety and depression, always being artistic and expressing myself that way.
Fascinating. And I guess since you do a lot of thrifting and going to those thrift stores to get stuff, do you donate stuff after?
For sure.
If they don't sell very well, be like, you know what, I should donate these items. Do you do that?
I've never donated my own art, but I definitely do donate a lot just because I feel like I don't like necessarily holding on to pieces for really long time. So I think the thrift store is a great way to like donate stuff and then get new things without like consumerism taking over like what you're purchasing.
USA. So, if someone is watching this, where can they find you?
Yeah, so my Instagram is trashcat.arts, and then my TikTok is also trashcat.arts as well. I also have a YouTube, just trashcat.arts. Those are the best places.
And can they order online as well?
Yeah, so I did have a website, but I'm working on finishing up my website right now. It'll be linked in my Instagram bio when it's done.
And they can just go in and click on it and order supply stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, Kamryn, thank you for talking to us, and good luck today and good luck to business. business.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate it.
Yeah.